Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, please like the video, sub to the channel for all of your Lakers and NBA talk. And this morning I'm sitting pretty here because the Lakers won game one in the second round series against the Golden State Warriors by a final score of 117 to 112. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about what happened and what that means for the series moving forward. For starters, what a hell of a game. I mean, even for the neutral observer, I think that was such a high-level, enjoyable game of basketball. I don't know that we're going to see this again where virtually every player that stepped onto the court did okay, did well or okay, right? I can only think of maybe two players that had a subpar performance, and that was LeBron James and Draymond Green. You know, Draymond Green was doing his thing, but was in foul trouble throughout, so that really kept him out of the game for certain stretches that he would have otherwise liked to be in. And then LeBron, you know, 9 for 24 from the field, 1 for 8 from three. Missed a critical free throw late in the game that could have cost the Lakers there. But, I mean, still chipped in with 22 and 11 and 3 blocks. So, can't really say that that was a bad game. Just not a vintage LeBron game as we've come to expect out of him these days. But everyone else did really well, you know. Starting with the Warriors, Steph, Clay, Jordan Poole, each of them had 6 threes. Kevon Looney with another 23 rebound performance. So you really can't fault anybody on the Warriors side. And then on the Lakers side, of course, Anthony Davis was immense, right? 30 points, 23 rebounds, 4 blocks. Just another monster performance out of him. Going back to those 3 role players on the Lakers, not role players, but 3 main guys on the Lakers. You have AD, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. In the Memphis Grizzlies series, I said, if we can get 45 plus from them, I like our chances to win the game. In this series, I'm probably going to say more like 50 plus, right? Because the Warriors have a better offense. Combined, those 3 scored 59 in this game. AD with his 30. Austin Reeves with 10 points. Key buckets in the third quarter for Austin Reeves, who, you know, I was a little bit worried about him at the start of the game because he was getting run ragged by Klay Thompson. That's going to be a really tough assignment for him for the rest of the series. And it appeared like it was taken away from his offensive game, you know, running around and chasing Klay throughout the entire game. So hopefully he makes the adjustment. That was his first taste of, you know, facing the Splash Brothers in the playoffs. But he recovered well and had a really good third quarter. And then D'Angelo Russell chipping in with 19 points. He had 10 in the third quarter and made a crucial little layup with 1 minute and 20 left in the game that's not going to get remembered. I don't even think it was on the NBA's YouTube highlights clip that they put together. But that was such a critical bucket by D'Angelo Russell there. So he chipped in with 19 points. Those 3, again, combining for 59 points, that's going to get it done for the Lakers. It was a Ferrari of a game, right? Just high quality basketball all throughout. The Warriors were hitting threes like we knew they would. The Lakers were getting points in the paint like we expected them to get. So really just an enjoyable game of basketball. I don't expect that to continue on throughout the series. I'm sure we're going to get games where, you know, the shooting is not going to be quite there for either team, especially if we get to like a game 6 or a game 7. It's going to be more of a dogfight, more of a grimy, you know, crashing the boards and physical game as we get later on in this series. And that's kind of one of the main takeaways that I have after watching this one is this is going to be a very long series, guys. I still can't call it. Even though the Lakers took game 1, it's anybody's guess who's going to win this series. I think if the Lakers had lost that game last night, that could have been it for the Lakers. That would have been such a demoralizing loss. You're up 14 in the fourth quarter. The Warriors come surging back with a 14-0 run. If the Lakers had lost game 1 and let that slip away, that could have been it for them. But they held on to take it, and now this is looking like it's going to go the distance. You know, I can't see it being shorter than a 5-game series from here on out. Now, I know we shouted out a lot of players. There are 2 Lakers players that I really want to shout out in particular, and they are Jared Vanderbilt and Dennis Schroeder. The defense that those 2 players put on Steph Curry in this game, I mean, you you couldn't ask for more out of those two guys when guarding Curry, right? Yes, he had his 6 threes. Yes, he scored 27 points, but I think he was like 10 of 24 from the field. They made Steph work for all of his buckets, and that's all you can ask for. You know, Steph has his lowest career shooting percentages come against the Lakers. And I think it's because traditionally the Lakers have had a lot of length in the backcourt, right? The Lakers have never had great shooters from guards, throughout my entire history of watching the Lakers, if I'm being honest. But what they have had, especially in recent years, is a lot of length in the backcourt. You know, I think about guys like Lonzo Ball, 6'6" point guard, or D'Angelo Russell when he first came into the league for the Lakers. He's 6'4", 6'5". And then the year the Lakers won the championship, most recently, they had Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Danny Green in the backcourt. They're both 6'5", 6'6". So the Lakers have had a lot of length in the backcourt, and I think that's what you need when covering a guy like Steph. You need length to bother him. Jared Vanderbilt is like the prototypical guy to do that on Steph, right? He's long, he's athletic, he's agile, and he has great defensive instincts. And I thought his impact on this game was tremendous. He even hit a corner three to boot. And then you switch it up with Dennis Schroeder, right? A guy that's gonna pick you up full court, that's gonna be in your face throughout, that's gonna try to strip you. He did strip Steph and converted that into a layup in this game. So the combination of Jared Vanderbilt and Dennis Schroeder guarding Steph Curry, I thought was equally as huge as D'Lo's contributions in the third quarter or AD's contributions in that first half, right? You're gonna need that from those two guys for the rest of the way here if the Lakers want to close this series out. Now, lastly, I just want to talk about this talking point that's been making the rounds throughout social media since the game last night, and that is Jordan Poole and that shot. Now, I've heard the pundits on ESPN talk about it. I heard Tyrese Halliburton talk about it on Twitter last night. I heard Steve Kerr, Steph, Draymond talk about it after the game. They all defended Jordan Poole, and what else would they do? They're not going to throw their teammate under the bus. But in general, I think most people are saying that they had no problem with the shot, that it was a good look, and no regrets out of Jordan Poole's decision to shoot that three. I'm very much on the other side of it. I thought it was a terrible decision. I really can't see why you can justify taking that shot in that situation for three main reasons. Okay, first of all, there was like 10 seconds left on the clock. Okay, you didn't need to take that then. If the time was running out, yeah, it's a different story. Secondly, I think Jordan Poole was like 31 feet from the basket. Now, I know we are in this era where we're seeing guys pull up from the logo and hit threes, but that's a very select bunch of NBA players. You're talking about Steph Curry, who's coincidentally Jordan Poole's teammate, who's on the court, Dame Lillard, Trae Young, Luka Doncic. Like, there's only like 5 or fewer players that you see them taking a 30-foot three-pointer and you're like, okay, that's a good look. I don't necessarily think Jordan Poole is one of those guys. If he was right on the three-point line, yes, you go ahead and take that shot. But pulling up from 30 like that on the catch, not so sure about that. And the third reason why I think that was a bad shot is something that I just alluded to. You have the Splash Brothers as your teammates. These are two of the greatest shooters of all time. Steph is definitely the greatest shooter of all time. Two battle-tested. They've seen everything under the sun when it comes to playoff basketball. I would much rather have had Draymond Green kick it back to Steph after Steph got doubled, or somehow find Clay with an open look, but you got to put it in Steph's hands there. Okay, Jordan Poole, he's a good shooter, right? This is not an indictment on his skill set. I think this is more of an indictment on his decision making there. You have the greatest shooting backcourt as your teammates. Let them have that shot. So that's why I think that was a bad decision on Poole's part. But here we are, the Lakers win game 1, and what I really want to see from the Lakers in this next game. Look, 95% the Warriors are going to win game 2. Let's be real. We've seen the NBA long enough. I don't think the Warriors have ever dropped their first 2 games in a series where they had home court advantage. So I don't really expect the Lakers to come out and win game 2. I would be very pleasantly surprised if that happens, but I'm just not expecting it at this point. But what I want to see from the Lakers in game 2 is don't get blown out. And secondly, respond to the adjustments that the Warriors are going to make. They're going to make some adjustments here. Let's get that right. Firstly, I think they're going to be more aggressive towards getting to the basket because they only shot 6 free throws compared to the Lakers 29, I believe. So they're going to make that adjustment. And 2, I think they are going to give Anthony Davis more looks in terms of double teams and whatnot. So I want AD to respond to, the doubles that they'll send their way, or maybe even they'll play more zone or play a smaller lineup like they did to close out game 1. I need to see the Lakers respond adequately to the changes that Golden State will make in game 2. If they seem overwhelmed or confused by some of the changes that Golden State make and it ends up being like a 20-point blowout, then that's going to be very concerning for me as a Lakers fan. So not really expecting a win in game 2, but I do want to see them, appropriately respond to the changes that I anticipate the Warriors to make. But that's all I got in this one. Great game. Great win for the Lakers. Up 1-0 in this series against the Warriors. Can't be mad at it, right? So let me know your thoughts. Do you think this gives the edge to the Lakers? I certainly kind of do now, but let me know what you think is going to happen in game 2 or the rest of the way. Shout out some of your standout performances in this game. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. But that's all I got in this one. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, sub to the channel for all of your Lakers and NBA talk. Take care, and I will see you soon.